Hello and welcome back to another episode of Video Game Easter Eggs, the series where we take a look at some of the latest and not so latest Easter eggs in video games, with the only rule being they cannot have been featured on my channel before. In today's video, we find a green man in a swamp in Cyberpunk 2077, we try and work out if a paper boat and a yellow raincoat is an Easter egg in Little Nightmares 2, and we find a whole heap of movie references in The Medium. Oh, and whilst we're on the subject of The Medium, I would like to thank Acer and Microsoft for sponsoring today's video. A couple of weeks ago, Acer sent me their Predator Triton 500 laptop and the Predator Cestus 510 gaming mouse. They challenged me to find Easter eggs in The Medium, which is available using Microsoft's Eggcellent Game Pass service. Playing The Medium on the Triton 500 was amazing, and that's because of what's under the hood. Packing a 10th gen Intel Core i7 processor and a GeForce RTX 2080 Super Max Q graphics card, this lightweight gaming notebook can handle almost anything you throw at it. Of course, specs like that are great, but if you want to truly embrace on-the-go gaming, you're going to need a gaming mouse, and the Predator Cestus 510 is perfect for the job. Everything from the top cover of the mouse to the weight of the mouse itself can be customised to your liking. To celebrate the collaboration between Microsoft and Predator, Acer are hosting a giveaway with over £3,000 worth of prizes. To enter, simply click the giveaway link in the description, and today could be your lucky day. Oh, and one more thing, you may want to look out for a secret word hidden in this video. That secret word will get you an extra entry into the giveaway. Once again, thank you to Acer and Microsoft for sponsoring today's video, and without further delay, let's get started. So it makes sense to actually begin with The Medium. The Medium released in January of this year, and it really hasn't gotten the attention it deserves. Developed by Bloober Team, the same guys behind Layers of Fear and 2019's Blair Witch game, The Medium is a third-person psychological horror game where you play as Mary Ann, who is, well, a medium who can travel into the spirit realm. Of course, The Medium is included with Game Pass, and if you follow me on Twitter, you know how much I love Game Pass. Now I hope that, like me, you love movie references, as The Medium has a whole truckload of them. First up, in the resort lobby, you can find the hotel register. Now you may have expected to see the names of resort guests in the register, but what you actually find is far more interesting. For example, Vote for Pedro is a reference to Napoleon Dynamite, this doodle is a reference to the Joker, and A Boy's Best Friend is His Mother is from the classic Alfred Hitchcock movie Psycho.
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Now the chances are I'm probably missing some references here, so if you think you've spotted one that I did miss, please leave it in the comments. Another movie reference can actually be found at the very beginning of the game. During your time in Jack's apartment, you can read the newspaper on the kitchen table. Amongst the many fake articles on the front page of the newspaper is this one. This article speaks of a holy hand grenade, which is of course a reference to Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
We have the holy hand grenade!
Yes, of course! The holy hand grenade of Antioch. 'Tis one of the sacred relics Brother Maynard carries with him.
The final Easter egg from The Medium is not only a reference to a movie, but also a reference to a game that Bloober Team developed.
Weird.
So this stick figure is a reference to the found footage horror film, The Blair Witch Project. Next up is another game that's available on Game Pass. Call of the Sea is a first-person puzzle game set on an island in the South Pacific. For those of you who like a good puzzle, this should definitely scratch that itch. Call of the Sea was actually published by Raw Fury, and they want to make sure that you know it. After finding the abandoned camp, you can also find this.
I believe this symbol means humble gawker of glamorous indie games. Brilliant.
So interacting with the Raw Fury logo will cause your character to talk of how wonderful Raw Fury are. Up next is the equally creepy and equally excellent Little Nightmares 2. Now I wasn't 100% sure if this was actually an Easter egg or not, but loads of you contacted me about it, so I thought I'd share it and let you guys decide. After leaving the terrifying school level, you can find this. loads of you contacted me about this and said that you think it's a reference to It, specifically this scene from the 2017 movie. As I said, I'm not so sure. The only thing that makes me think that it may be more than just a random paper boat is the fact that found near the boat is Six's yellow raincoat, which is of course the raincoat she wore in the original game, but also the same coat that Georgie wore in the movie. I mean, the more I think about it, the more it likely is a reference, but as I said, I'll let you guys decide. Next up is another contentious Easter egg. So far, a lot of the Easter eggs in Cyberpunk 2077 have involved finding corpses with a text log which slightly changes the names of certain characters the log is referencing. For example, the Eggcellent Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Easter egg featuring Little Smoke and JC instead of Big Smoke and CJ. Well, thankfully, this one is slightly different. At this location on the map, you can find this. So in this swamp-like area, you can find a green mannequin inside of a hut. The theory here is that this is a reference to Shrek, who is of course green and lives in a hut. Now, whilst I could be persuaded that the paper boat in Little Nightmares 2 was an Easter egg, I'm personally finding it harder to believe that this is a reference to Shrek. I mean, sure, the mannequin is green, the surrounding area is definitely swamp-like, but I feel like it needs a little something else to make me think that it really is a reference. Something like the toilet from the movie, or some sort of reference to Donkey perhaps. I don't know, what do you guys think? Up next is a game that I'd be surprised if many of you have heard of. There's a butcher around sees you trying to hide from Bill the Butcher, a serial killer who escaped from an asylum and is on the hunt for fresh meat. Each game sees you pick your survivor and pray to the RNG gods that the butcher doesn't find you. It's basically the most brutal game of hide and seek you'll ever play. The strange thing is though, that in the interest of Easter eggs, we actually want to be killed. After being killed in certain hiding spots, various references to movies can be seen. First up, getting killed whilst hiding under the bed will cause this to happen. So the horse's head in a bed is a reference to this iconic scene from The Godfather. Being killed whilst hiding in the bookcase will cause Halloween killer Michael Myers' mask to fall to the floor. Having the butcher find you whilst you're hiding behind the projector screen will cause this to happen. So red rum is a reference to Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. And finally, if you are killed whilst hiding in the bin, the popular 1960s cartoon character Top Cat can be seen. Now I'm sure there are more Easter eggs to find in There's a Butcher Around, so if you know of any more, then please let me know. Right, let's take a break from the barrage of movie references in this video and take a look at the excellent Titanfall 2. Now there's no disputing that Titanfall 2 is a great game, but when it came to Easter eggs, it always felt a little underwhelming. That was until today. It turns out that the Blood and Rust mission is hiding a pretty special secret. Around the level are 3 hidden sake bottles. Here are their locations. So it seems that we interrupted a secret Nessie meeting. Titanfall 2 released in 2016, and I can't believe I hadn't heard of this Easter egg until now. So our final game for today's video is Rocket League. Now, we've already covered some pretty cool Easter eggs from Rocket League in previous episodes of this series, including the 2 eggs that were making out under the bleachers. But I think that today's Easter eggs are the best yet. Now, given that Rocket League is 100 times more fun when played with friends, the chances are that you haven't spent a lot of time in the game's single player season mode. Well, if you had, you may have noticed something pretty cool about the names of certain teams. For example, did you know that the Bombers team is made up entirely of ghosts? With Casper being Casper the Friendly Ghost, Marley being Jacob Marley from A Christmas Carol, Myrtle being Moaning Myrtle from Harry Potter, and Samara being the Ghost Girl from The Ring. It doesn't end there. The Rovers are all named after famous astronauts, with Buzz being Edwin Buzz Aldrin, Shepard is Alan Shepard, Yuri is Yuri Gagarin, and Armstrong is Neil Armstrong. Perhaps my favourite team is the Skyhawks, where all of the names are references to characters from the 1980s classic movie Top Gun. The reason I like the Skyhawk so much is that Goose has a halo over his head, which is of course a reference to the fact that Goose died in Top Gun. It's pretty cool. So that's it. If you know of any Easter eggs that I'm yet to cover, then the best places to let me know are in the comments section or on my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. Don't forget to enter the giveaway using the link in the description for that chance to win £3,000 worth of prizes. Remember, if you are a fan of Easter eggs, secrets and tiny details in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.